Well, for more, financial columnist Taha Arvas joins us now from Istanbul. Hi there. First, I mean,
Hi.
why has the growth forecast been revised downward? And do you agree with the IMF's assessment here?
I think they're even optimistic in their numbers. I mean, in the intro, you said that it depends on world leaders working together, cooperating, and that just isn't happening. I mean, in the last couple of years, we've seen a complete freezing of cooperations between world leaders. As Donald Trump said a couple days ago or a week ago, globalism is largely dead. I mean, these are not great sentiments to be saying to global investors, and I think that the IMF is right in that growth will slow, and I think it'll slow even more than they predict.
So, I mean, you just almost answered my next question. I mean, do you think the report will be taken seriously by the most influential leaders, mainly Trump, or will he just label it alarmist?
No, I think most politicians don't really care what happens to economies. I think most politicians care about the next election cycle. I think President Trump will care about it, or any politician will care about it until the next election, and then, you know, they'll kick the can down the road. So I don't think it's not going to cripple his election chances. I think the previous segment about Kavanaugh might do more damage than any economic turmoil, and as the IMF report kind of leads us to believe that this is more of a crisis, initially at least, for the developing world, for emerging markets, and then that might come to Europe and the United States later on.
Okay, so if the development of the global economy unfolds as the IMF has predicted here, help us better understand what exactly we'll see. What will be the consequences?
Well, the first thing is, in the last decade, we've seen people were looking for a return on investment, a return of equity here, and that was almost impossible 10 years ago in the United States, in the European Union. It still is very difficult in the European Union. So they invested largely in emerging markets. So all across Asia, China, India, Africa, Middle East, including Turkey, got a lot of investments because investors couldn't get a return anywhere else. So as U.S. interest rates begin to rise, people will begin to pull their money out of these areas. And we've seen that in China, most notably, the Chinese stock market is down 50% from all-time highs. The Indian rupee's down, at multi-year lows. Indonesia, similarly, Brazil, Argentina, Turkey. Obviously, we've had this recent currency problem. So it's a global epidemic. But what will these economic problems mean for political relationships in the future? That's going to be the important question. Will they be able to pressure the Federal Reserve or the United States to kind of tone back their rate hikes to alleviate this problem is the big question here. And who knows? That's a big question, and we're going to see what happens in the near future, I guess.
Okay. Taha Arvas, thanks so much, as always, for your analysis.
No problem. Thank you.